I'm just waiting for a few seconds. So basically, because I'm here at Kumbh, so I thought, let me talk about the whole perspective and as to how my whole Kumbh journey started. When did it start? How exactly it all happened? So basically, in 2013, the first time when I heard about Kumbh, it was all like happening. Mahakumbh was happening in 2013. I was in Bangalore only that time, and it was all getting covered big time by the TV, right? It's a very, very huge event all over the world. People cover it, all news channels everywhere. For people who are watching from other countries who are unaware of this, let me tell you that it's a huge event, spiritual gathering where millions of people come together. And I was just, working that time in some company, and we were aware of this whole thing going on. We were watching the news. There was a huge stampede happening that time. That particular morning, we were watching the news of so many people dying, hundreds of people dying. People were there in Bangalore. Like my family was living in Bangalore only that time, and we were just discussing. No one was really talking about going there, though. No one was really saying that we should go there or something. But we were watching the news, and I was like, okay, fine, yeah, people are dying. It's okay. This event happens, and a lot of people die anyway. And I left for work. It was around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I just left for work. My family was there. All the elders were talking about this whole event, that this happens and this is going on. I was very much aware of this event happening, but I didn't feel like going there at all because no one was telling me to go there or anything, and I didn't have any push to go there. I just left for work quietly. And then after like 4 hours or so, by lunchtime, suddenly there was this huge calling for me. Suddenly I had this urge to go there. Like there was this whole thing telling me that you have to be there. You have to be there right now. And then I started Googling that, how can we reach there? What is this event about? And, how long is it going to happen? Can we even go there? Is it getting over? And then I realized that the event is already halfway through. Like, already like a month had passed, and a few more weeks only were left for it to get over. But there was this huge desire to reach that place somehow now. And out of nowhere, out of really nowhere, you know. And I went back home, and my then partner, basically my then partner, was there with me, and I tell him that we have to go to Mahakumbh right now. Somehow we have to reach there. I don't know how. Let's find out. And he was like, please don't come up with such ideas right now. Please don't come and tell me all these things because everything's overbooked. Everything is extremely overpriced. There are no trains, flights, there are no buses, no cabs. Everything is very, very expensive. We cannot make it through. The event is already halfway getting over. So I don't think it's going to be possible right now. Okay, that's what he told me. And we were doing the research, but still somehow we found a way to go there. We still found a way to reach that place. And if he's watching this video right now, this live or later, he will remember exactly how we went there. That is a completely another story, a different story as to how we finally reached there. We made crazy amount of efforts to reach there, really deadly efforts to reach that place, because we did not have the appropriate means, the transport to go there. Somehow we reached there. There were a lot of hurdles, but we still reached there safely in one piece. Still in time. There were delays, big time delays, of course, but we still reached there safely without a scratch and on time for the Shahi Snan baths. Like the dates for the Shahi Snans were in our mind, right? So we were in time for that. We reached there, and the whole experience was so surreal because we didn't know what we had to expect. We were just like kids, kind of. We were just going, and we reached the place, and we didn't know what to expect, but we enjoyed the experience so much. I enjoyed the experience so much, and I promised myself that after 12 years, when Mahakumbh happens again, I will be there. I will come back again. Okay, so that is the promise I made to this place, to the land, to myself, of course, to myself and the higher powers, that I'm going to come back no matter what happens. If I'm in the country, that is, I will come back. And I'm so glad that I kept my promise. I'm so glad that I was able to keep my promise. That's why I'm back again this year. And that is how it began. Basically, I had no idea what to expect. No one had told me to come. There was no spiritual inclination in the sense, because in 2013, that is like 12 years ago, I was not really actively following anything. I was not actively on any path. I was not even praying that time, right? I was not spiritual as such, but there was this very, very deep sense of that deep calling that you gotta be here, you have to be here. And it was so powerful that I couldn't say no to it. Without even understanding much, I just gave into that calling, and I went with whatever means I had, whatever means we had, and that is one of the first time I'm saying, it's not the first time alone, but one of the first times when we felt the divine presence, the divine protection around us, because we were going through so much problems while traveling. But every time our problems would get solved, there were delays, but we will always, we were getting protected so much every time that we really felt like there was divine protection around us. That was one of the times we really felt like, we are walking with some higher power who is making sure that we reach there safely, who is like literally carrying us on their palm kind of thing. That was one of the times. And we still remember, those stories are still so clear in my mind, because it's 12 years back, but it still feels like yesterday for me. The memories are still very clear in my head. I still can remember it crystal clear how it was. Can you hear me? Is my voice clear, Gaurav? You're watching, right? Is it clear? So, that is how it happened. And right now it's like this place is completely transformed, because so far in about 20 days, since 20 days, this event is happening, right? Already 150 million people have come. 150 million people have already come, visited this place, and another 350 million people, they are expecting another at least 300 million people to come, because another month is left. Another easily 25 days are left of this whole event, and every day millions of people are coming over here, which is, if you say like 400 million people coming to one particular spot, one particular epicenter, it's like more than the US population. The entire US population is only 320 million or something, right? But 400 million, it's more than the entire population of US. Can you believe it? It's like crazy amount of people who are coming, and everybody coming with that one particular emotion, right? One particular the devotion. And that is what I feel like, when you are going to, it's similar to people going to a certain concert, when you're going for a Coldplay concert or certain artist's concert, and 10 lakh people go over there with that same one emotion. They know the songs, they know the artist, they have been hearing it from a long time. That one collective emotion, collective feeling that they feel, it's just like that, but even more enhanced by 100 times. 100 times, and it's going on for a month and a half. It's a very long, it's not a concert of a day, it's a concert of like a month long, right? So that is why the emotion, the intensity is so high that you really feel it. So that's the whole thing, like more than a huge country's population is sort of in one place in the epicenter. And I'm not, thinking about, of course, there are a lot of people who will talk about the other things also. I'm not looking at the political differences in opinion, UP government, BJP government, all that. Of course, I also might not agree with everything that they do, but at this point of time, I'm completely keeping all of that aside. I'm completely keeping all of that aside. I'm not thinking of any of those things, because the whole feeling, the emotion, the connection with the spirit is so above all of that, so beyond all of that, that I'm not able to see anything else anymore. I'm not able to see any petty stuff like political stuff. It's taken us, all of us, beyond that realm only. Okay, so, and that is what happens, like when you want to crib and cry, you can do that all your life if you want to, but you have to rise up at some point, and only then you can really connect to the other frequencies, to the other spaces where you feel more free and you genuinely feel happy. So that is what I have come here with, just one emotion, just my calling. And I'm extremely proud, because I don't think a lot of people can keep such promises, even if people may not even make such promises. But when people keep such promises, it's a big thing for me. I look at it as a big deal. You know, people might make promises and forget them even, right? But I'm very proud of myself that I remembered and I made the effort. And it's not so easy also. Maybe, you know, it looks easy for people outside, but to be able to come this time, I actually did not have anybody to even bring along with me, so I had to come on my own. But I totally enjoyed this whole trip. I'm still here, I'm still enjoying. There's so much more to experience, but I still came on my own, knowing that I am going to be safe, I am protected. No matter what happens, I'm going to be fine. You know, that is faith. And so it has happened. It has exactly happened like that. People are very helpful over here, the locals. I'm not talking about the elites, what's happening at the elite level, I don't know, but the regular, the common people, who are the sweet shop guy, the cops, the regular people on the street who are distributing sweets to people inside Kumbh, to everybody is so helpful, so warm, so kind, that you really feel like you sort of know them from before or something. They're extremely sweet, and it's not like they're just being sweet to me or something. I'm not getting any pretty privileges. No, they're being nice to everyone, each and every person who's coming from far off, irrespective of where they're coming from, you know, whichever land, however old they are, whatever. They're being extremely supportive, so helpful to everyone. And that is what I really appreciate. Each and every person, they're so respectful towards women, especially when they have been seeing me that I'm on my own. They've really like made sure that I'm taken care of, made sure that you know, I reach the places in time, etc. Extremely sweet people. So I can vouch for that. Everybody who has come here will be able to vouch for that. They will take this as the word. They will say the same thing, because they all definitely have experienced the same thing. And also, another thing that I was trying to tell is that, you know, the population of the Naga Babas who have come here, the Naga Babas, the Ghoris, all those sadhus who've come, right? They have come here in millions. Again, they are also here in millions. Huge number of people, which is why the whole stampede happened just the day before I arrived. The stampede happened. Hundreds of people died, right? A lot of times these kind of stampede events happen during Kumbh. It's like a norm only when so many people, millions of people arrive. Some people sort of get hurt, right? And so the thing is, these people, these Naga Babas, these Aghoris, they are nowhere to be found otherwise. They are only found during these kind of gatherings. They are only found during these kind of events. Otherwise, they are lost somewhere in the mountains, in the hills. They are nowhere to be found, because they are not part of the society really, right? They're not part of the matrix. They come from their lives to suddenly being visible, which is why their frequency is so different. Their frequency is very different than normal people like us. And when they come in thousands, in millions, they change the entire frequency of that spot, of that place. It's like when you start entering inside Kumbh, you enter those sectors where those millions of babas are there, you feel like you're in a different realm altogether. And you have to be mentally very strong to be able to witness these shifts, witness these energetic shifts, because you'll start transforming, you'll start changing very fast in their presence, in millions of their presence. Suddenly you will start feeling different, and a lot of people might not like it, a lot of people might not enjoy it. They might start getting scared even, because you start feeling different things, and you have to be mentally very strong to be able to hold your ground and experience those shifts and let it transform you entirely from within. So it's a very, very powerful experience, and which is why I love it so much. And although I have my accommodation here, right, like somewhere so far away from Kumbh, but in spite of that, I chose to stay inside Kumbh a couple of whenever I could, night after night, whenever I could, because I wanted to experience that complete pilgrimage, the pilgrim experience, which is why, even if it's uncomfortable, of course, sleeping somewhere randomly, tents, etc., it's not comfortable. We are not used to such stuff. They can manage it here and there lying around, but we can't. But still, I was like, no, I want to be there. I want to experience the entire thing. So I was there so many nights, and I still found God is always there. I was always guided to find some place or the other to, crash, to find a safe place, a safe spot. Because just like I was talking about in the other video, taking bath in the Ganges, in the Ganga, was never enough. Every night when I was taking bath, in the morning again, I was like, no, I have to again go take bath. I'm not going to leave unless I take the morning bath, and then only I will sort of walk out and go eat something. So it is like that. So you start really transforming, and I wanted to feel that. I really wanted to let it surrender and let it transform me in whichever way it needs to. So that is what I wanted to share. In case you guys have any questions, if you have any questions that you want to ask me, I can maybe take 1 or 2 questions if you have. But that is what it's like, a very, very beautiful experience. And I don't know if I'll be able to come back after 12 years again. If I'm in the country, I definitely will. But haven't made any promise yet. I'm not making any promise so far. Let me see if I want to. But I really am so happy. The basic idea is that I was able to keep my promise, no matter what happened, no matter how busy I was, even if there was nobody. I was able to come here with my own solo efforts, and I'm so happy just with that. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, and yeah, so take care. I'll see you in my next video.